Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my series on a Canadian soldier reacts. And today we're going to be looking at what new Army soldiers go through on day one of boot camp. So I watched a little bit of this. I'm getting a ton of these in my YouTube feed now. And this is something I've been talking about for a while, so I stopped it, and I've only seen like the first minute or so, and we're going to look through it together. So I joined the Army, Canadian Infantry in 1987, and I was in the 1st Battalion Royal Canadian Regiment, which at the time was one of the very few SSF battalions, and I got out in 1998. So anything that I'm going to tell you has a bit of a shelf life on it. So let's take a look. So right off the bat, this does not seem like day one to me, because these do not look like civvies off the street. If this is day one of battle school and they've already gone through their boot camp, then I can understand it. Although that's a pretty big guy. I suppose you can get big civvies too.
Relax, man.
Yeah, there's no way they came to attention that fast unless they're trained already.
This is day one for new Army infantry soldiers.
Hey, if you're in formation, I should be the only one talking.
Their 22-week training begins.
Okay, two things. First of all, that's more what I would expect. The marching NCO having to say, if I'm talking, you're not. I expect that more of people in basic training, or I wouldn't expect it in battle school, to be honest. But the second thing is they're talking about 22 weeks. So we did 10 weeks of basic training and then 13 weeks of battle school. Either they're doing 10 weeks of basic and then 22 weeks of battle school, or they're just doing 22 weeks of basic infantry, battle school and basic together. I don't know. I'm Canadian. If you're an American, let me know in the comments what it is, because I'm interested.
Begins with an event known as the first 100 yards, where different platoons compete in events that test them mentally and physically.
The entire intent behind it is that they understand that the Army is all about teamwork, winning matters,
Yep.
and it sets that tone.
Oh, okay, that's important. The Army is all about teamwork and winning matters. Those are two pieces of information that are vital to your career in the military. Look, that I'm impressed.
For the rest of their 22-week cycle here at Fort Benning.
The winning platoon receives a reward, and the losers face consequences.
We need the pallet! We need the
Used to do stuff like this too.
It may seem intense, but it's markedly different from what day one used to look like.
Yeah, and this is why we're doing this video, because this, in my opinion, I've been saying it for years, this was idiotic.
Shut up! Shut the hell up! Why are you switching back?
In February of 2020, Insider got a look at what used to happen on day one,
Get your bags up!
an event known as the Shark Attack.
You're a tough guy. Don't move! Do something!
He looks actually like another YouTuber. There's I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a YouTuber who it was a drill sergeant. It looks like it could be this guy. I can't remember what his name was. He's a funny guy. Does some good stuff. Yeah, so I've been saying for a long time, I don't believe that the Shark Attack is a smart thing to do. I understand what they're trying to do with it, but I don't like the way that they're going about it. If the troops are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, absolutely correct them, and you can correct them that way. There's nothing wrong with getting in the guy's face and screaming at him. Nothing wrong with it at all. But if you've got 3 and 4 drill sergeants circling around this guy, screaming at him when he hasn't done anything wrong, you're serving absolutely no purpose.
an unofficial tradition born in the Vietnam era when soldiers were drafted to serve in the Army.
It was a very different Army. You had guys coming from prison, and the drill sergeants needed to assert that dominance.
Why are you moving? Why are you?
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense, to be honest, because if you got a bunch of people coming out of prison, you're starting with a bunch of problem children. I get that with those kind of people, and let's face it, if any one of these people, one of these new recruits, proves to be a problem child, attitude problem, discipline problem, problem taking orders, get in their face, just like this guy's doing. I've never said there's anything wrong with doing this. Do it if you need to do it. But do it only when you need to do it.
What we know now is that there's no reason to, put somebody through that.
Shut your mouth!
That's why we went away from the shark attack.
The Army officially replaced the shark attack in the fall of 2020.
All right, I absolutely hate these commercials. I'm going to pause you for a second. All right, we're back.
Let's go! Get off! Let's go!
Insider returned to Fort Benning.
Okay, so this is good.
100 yards in action.
Get your freaking big boy!
As far as it being easier, that's not the case.
No, and it shouldn't be.
The physical stress is still there, the mental stress is still there,
We're not moving at the position of attention!
and the drill sergeants bring the
Okay, this is now starting to look a lot more like what my battle school looked like.
intensity.
Oh, and he's calling him drill sergeant. The last one that I saw, they were calling these guys sir, which bothers me.
Divided into 4 platoons, the all-male Delta Company of the 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment forms up to begin the event.
Upon the completion of your training, you'll be inducted into the Brotherhood of the Infantry that has fought and defended our nation's freedom for the last 246 years.
Your mission: complete 4 collective tasks as quickly, accurately, and violently as possible.
Completing
Violently, I love it.
by closing with and destroying the enemy during the last 100 yards yields victory.
Okay, so if any of you have ever seen this shark attack before, or the way that they talk to the guys normally, they're dancing around, they're gyrating all over the place, they're screaming to the point where they're hoarse. And to be honest, I could barely understand a word that they were saying. These guys, they're still forceful, they're still a presence to be reckoned with, they're still loud, but you can understand what they're saying now. Like, head and shoulders above what that shark attack was.
In combat, there's no prize for second place. So
That's the
today,
truth.
only winning will be rewarded.
Well, there is a prize for second place. It's called dying.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
We followed 2nd Platoon, signified by red jerseys.
Let's go, boys! Go! Let's go!
After a short run, the platoon encounters a mass of supplies arranged in a very specific way.
You 3, look!
I've done this.
Remember how
I've done exactly this.
Do you remember? You guys have 10 more seconds. Pay attention to how this is set up. It's going to pay dividends later, men.
With about 30 seconds to memorize the configuration of supplies, they'll be expected to recreate it later.
Everybody will carry something at least once, understood? Let's go! Hey, let's go, man! Let's go! We gotta move! Hey, man! Let's try!
Pressure.
The
Keep the
trainees
pressure
have to
up.
move the supplies while
Absolutely.
avoiding obstacles on their path to the AO, or area of operations.
Hey, watch the law!
Yeah, we would call this small party taskings, but the intent was the same. It's actually really important, right? This is attention to detail. This is teamwork. This is a sense of urgency, and I love what they're saying is there's no prize for second place. In fact, the prize for second place is a punishment.
The scenario that we create for it is that you're conducting a resupply mission, but the goal is to get everybody to work together to accomplish that mission.
Hey, watch these trees!
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Hey, watch this log! Just drop the gear!
Rearranging the supplies as they initially found them comes later, after a series of events that will give them plenty of time to forget.
Oh, this is fantastic!
Forward rank! How many of you guys actually read that study guide? Raise your hand.
The trainees are quizzed on facts included in a study guide issued to them upon arrival at Fort Benning.
Me and the commander
How
will
long have they
tally
been
up
there?
Total points, and that will be the winners of this next event. Who is your battalion command sergeant major and battalion commander?
Talk it over, take your time. Do it right the first time so you don't do it again. The brigade commander, what's his
Who's
name?
the brigade commander? And rank.
Oh, well, this makes it a lot easier. You've got 30 guys trying to remember one guy's name.
It gives you a little bit of insight for the drill sergeants as to what kind of guys you're going to have and maybe where you need to focus on as far as the development of the trainees.
First, where's your answers? You gotta, if you don't fight to the front, man, you ain't gonna be winners. All right, man, go to the backs of your ranks. Hurry up. There can only be one winner. For this event, it was 3rd Platoon.
Always good to be the winner. Everyone else does
For
push.
losers, the consequence is what's known as corrective training.
I'm in love with this. This is fantastic. This is exactly how we've done it in Canada.
Right now,
I mean,
all these different celebrities over in Hollywood.
I can't stand this. So, we don't do like the first 100 yards, and I don't know if I don't remember we started off day one doing this kind of thing, but everything that they're doing here today are things that we did during our training, at some point or another. So, I'm totally on board.
Your next task is to build a bunker. The dimensions for the bunker are going to be 5 wide in the front, 2 sandbags deep, and 3 sandbags tall. The team that builds this bunker to standard in the quickest amount of time will be the winners. Get ready! Go! Go!
You don't have to tell me twice.
There should be more over there. Right over here, right over here! Hey, man, they're doing it that way. Let's go. Let's do it.
Running out of time.
Man, we're gonna get. Come on.
Everybody's got to pull their weight. Just like when they get to their first unit of assignment, you got to pull your own weight.
Ugh.
Who thinks they won? Well, the winners are 4th Platoon. Squared away. Drill sergeant, give your platoons their reward.
Ooh.
The forward, the forward,
After 2 events without a win, 2nd Platoon doesn't have time to relax. Their next task
So this is something else too, right? I keep saying that this is a punishment, and technically it is a punishment. But what a lot of people don't understand is what they're doing is they're training these guys. It's physical training, but they're still training these guys, and they're training them in a bunch of different ways. But even when they're doing physical training as a punishment for losing, all they're doing is making these guys better. So there's absolutely, in my mind, nothing wrong with doing this, because these guys are now going to, 30, whatever the heck those things were, deep knee bends or whatever, 30 push-ups, 50 push-ups, whatever it is, not going to make that much of a difference once, but over the course of 22 weeks, whatever this is, it's going to significantly change you. So they're really helping these guys.
is to resupply the bunker with the supplies they carried through the woods.
Build it exactly as you found it back at the road.
Nearly an hour has passed since they had 30 seconons to memorize.
Yeah, this is
how the
evil.
drill was arranged.
Get
But it's
ready,
good.
Go!
Good.
This was 3 long, 4 high, 1 in the middle between the 2 on top. Work together. You're gonna mess it up. Work together. Communicate. 3x3.
It's just a mentally challenging event.
That was
Yep.
3 long, right there.
3 long.
Test and assess the mental capabilities of these individuals under stress now, and then see how far they come 22 weeks from now.
It was 3-4, 3-4, 2-1. Make a decision. Let me do it.
How could that be applicable in combat?
It can be as small as you have to be able to remember where the closest piece of cover behind you was.
Just put something on top of it so it stays. Let's go.
Oh my God! If I understood what that reporter just said, he said, "How can that be applicable in combat?" This particular thing that they're doing, this is made up, right? But that specifically is not in combat. But if let's just say, for sake of example, you're doing section attacks, or you've practiced a particular attack on a particular position. When the day comes to actually do it, or the time comes to actually do it, you'll do your preparations before you go out on your patrol or your attack, whatever it is. It could be an hour or 2 hours or 5 or 10 hours later before you actually get there. Every single person has to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time, doing exactly the right thing. Like, this is massively applicable to combat.
Once you're put in the stressful environment, now you have to remember something from before and you have to act.
Like that!
Every platoon has deficiencies. However, the closest platoon to being correct was 2nd platoon.
Right on. Way to go, guys.
Keep that military bearing, right? Now go back to parade rest.
Drill sergeant, give your platoons their rewards.
1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey man,
Oh.
you won this.
Another thing to watch here, you notice the drill sergeant's doing the push-up with them. Absolutely, 100%. If my platoon was doing anything, I was doing it with them.
Hey man, doesn't mean because we won this one. Alright, you can be up here, but stay humble, alright? If we win this next one, we have a good chance of taking the whole thing and getting that reward. Do you guys want that reward? I promise you it's a pretty damn good one. Alright? Alright?
The final event simulates a medical evacuation where the trainees race to move all the sandbags to a finish line.
You will use the litters. 1 casualty is 6 sandbags. So you can only transport 6 sandbags at a time.
What I want is 6 men, stage, ready to go, each time.
A win for 2nd Platoon would clinch an overall victory.
Go, 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 go. 3, 4. Let's go, baby, let's go. Come on, 16!
But a costly stumble could ruin their chances.
We've done that with actual people on it. They stumble.
Things looked bleak when 1st Platoon celebrated as though they'd won.
Form it up, go to parade rest.
What platoon do you think did the best across all the events combined? I keep hearing 2nd platoon, which is wild because points accumulated, they took 1st place.
Right on. They cheated.
Hey, fix it, relax.
So over the next 72 hours, every meal, they will be the 1st platoon to eat for the next 3 days.
Oh,
On top of that, they will also not come down here to clean up all the sandbags and everything later today. That'll be 1st, 3rd, and 4th platoon. That is their reward.
I love it.
Discipline, military bearing, you understand? Yes, sir. We're gonna win everything the whole cycle. You still stay humble, all right? Yes,
We want them to be motivated, absolutely. Motivated soldiers are better soldiers.
Stay humble while you're here.
But there also needs to be a humble aspect to a soldier. Humble but not passive, same as aggressive but not reckless. And that's what that drill sergeant's getting at is ensuring that military bearing's there and staying humble.
that's fantastic.
The first 100 yards concludes with a demonstration performed by active infantry soldiers.
Well, that's interesting.
This is what perfect looks like. Now you've got 22 weeks to work and develop yourself. You become that perfect infantryman, which is what they see.
Drill sergeants, take charge of your platoons.
That's neat. We didn't have that.
Week starts today.
Better. Okay, so I can't tell you how much better, in my opinion, this is than that stupid, god-awful shark attack was. This is training. This is teaching. And you notice the instructors are not they're not passive. They're still aggressive. They're still loud. They're still yelling, but they're not unhinged. And when they're yelling at the guys, they're yelling at them for 2 reasons. One, to motivate them, And you can see it's encouragement when they're yelling at them. They're not berating them. And then the second, obviously, is for correction. When they're doing something stupid, then they're getting corrected, which they should be. So, and this, I said it before, but I'll say it again. We didn't do this first day, and it's weird to me. Like something's not clicking in my head for the level of these guys' first day of. This has got to be battle school, right? They got it done. They had to have done their basic training already. Well, I guess yeah. If they've done their basic training, then it makes a lot more sense to me. First day in battle school, yeah. But I love it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sure the American military needed the blessing of a broken down retired Canadian soldier. So like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.